Hey, so welcome back to another Janvas tutorial. We're going to learn about the pen tool and refine some of our skills using that, so let's get started. First thing, use Google Chrome when using Janvas 3.0. I was using Firefox and everything went fine until I tried to use the gradient tool options and they would not work for me in Firefox. But then I tried it in Chrome and it worked just fine. So as you see here, if I make a shape, and then I click on it to give it some color or whatever. And then I use the gradient option. Before I could only make it gray and I could not get these colors to change. But now you just click on it and you pick whatever color you want and now the gradient works fine. And also you can come down here to the box and you have all these gradient options you can choose from. And then if you click on it, you can alter any of these colors, to whatever you want it to be. So use Google Chrome is all I'm saying. So that's that. So again, the black pointer, okay? There's some things you gotta know about when to use what option. This, all I did was use the black pointer to draw out a point from a square. So I created a square shape. Doesn't really matter if it's a real square. Oh, now it's gonna fill the gradient for me, isn't it? And go back to here. Just make it white. And then you use the black pointer, and then all I did was drag a corner out. You can drag the corner in. But if you want to start adjusting these points, then you have to use the pen tool option that looks like the little teeter-totter. So you come up here, you grab this teeter-totter option. Now you click a point, and you got these handlebars that drag out. Like if you click and hold, you can start dragging and adjusting the curves. Then you can take the black pointer, click on the point, and the handlebars come out. And now you can further adjust the curves, any way you want. And you can start, but see if I click this again, I haven't used the handlebar down here, so now it just moves the point for me. I grab this tool, I click on the point and drag out the curve. And so now I can start making some funny shapes or whatever. And that's kind of all I want you to do, is to make some kind of shape. It doesn't have to be like a real shape. It doesn't have to look like anything. I just want you to make a shape and then alter the vector points to make some curves. I want you to use this tool and then the black pointer to adjust the shape. And then I want you to tell me in writing which shape you did that to and how you did it. So your written reflection will be part of your assignment. And then you can add color some way if you want. And keep in mind, if it's on the same layer, it's all going to color the same. So if you want your other shape a different color, then add a layer for your next shape, and then you'll be all set. Now, so we looked at the black pointer, we talked about the teeter-totter tool, how you got to use that first to get the handlebars to come out. The pen tool, okay, let me go back here. Now I started this with a square, didn't I? I can also just freeform that if I use this first pen tool option, and I can make some points. And as you can see right now, it's filling it in, but if I make it look white, it'll simplify it for me. One thing I can do here is join points. So if I want to take the black pointer and click there, and then hold shift and click here, I can say join points. And then you see a line segment form. And I have that in my PowerPoint here. I drew this shape and then I did just what I said, and then I joined points, and then you see the line segment. So that's that. Just look for that lightning bolt symbol up here. It's under this join points. So so that's that. And then I can cut two out of a shape. Let me get rid of this one for a minute. And I'll show you with the circle. In my PowerPoint I did a square, so I'll do a circle. If you use this option, the scissors, you just click where you want to make a cut, and it helps to zoom in. So if I click the magnifying glass and I roll that in a little bit, use the scissors, hand. I can click where I want to make the cut, and click where I want to make the cut again. And then, this is the important part, use the white pointer, highlight the thing you want to delete, and then hit delete. And now you can see I just cut into this. And then I can do something like, I can use the pen tool again, and if I zoom in a little bit, make it easier to see. I can start here, and then go here, and then go here. And now I have a nice little Pac-Man thing going on. Oops, I should have made that perfectly round, but if I hold shift, I can make that a circle. So that's how I did that in the example. Let me roll that back out. So we have that. We have rejoining points. We have the cut tool. And then the plus and minus here, they add vector points or take them away. And you'll see that in a moment. Let's see. So we looked at cutting. Scissors and cutting. You just click where you want to cut, click the next place you want to cut, highlight it with the white pointer, you're good to go. So you can see here, cut, highlighted it, hit delete, it disappears. Okay, so that's cutting. And then join points, we use the black pointer, click the point we want to join, hold shift, click the next vector point we want to join, go to the lightning bolt symbol at the top, choose join points. And that was that. And then, let's see. So this we kind of talked about with the black pointer tool. I just, I use the teeter-totter tool to make the curve come out, then click on it with the black pointer and I can adjust the handlebars. You can't adjust the handlebars with the black pointer until you use that little teeter-totter tool first. And then, let's see. And then the pen tool options. You have the plus pen tool, which will add vector points, and the minus that'll delete them. And then you have the cut tool and the little teeter-totter tool. So I didn't really show you about adding points yet, but I'll get to it. And then like here, I just made a freeform goofy shape, and it kind of looked like a whale to me, so I put an eye on it. But when I was doing this, I added a few points in to make this fin, and I took some out, and I adjusted the curves. And you don't really have to make anything that looks like anything, but you know, if you start to make something and you want to do something, that's totally fine. But for your assignment, none of the shapes have to look like anything, except for the part B, we're going to make a heart. So here's part A of the assignment. You're going to make at least 3 shapes on one, document. One shape is going to have an altered curve, and what I mean by altered curves is you're going to use the little teeter-totter tool and the black pointer to adjust the curves. So that was this shape and this shape here. I did that with. And as you can see, they're just these freeform shapes. They're not really anything. Then I want you to show one shape with a portion cut away. So as you can see, that was pretty easy to do. You can make it a shape like this, or you can make it a geometric shape. Just show me a shape where something's cut away. And then show me one shape where you cut something away and then rejoin the points. So that would be like this shape here, and really the shape here. I cut the corners off of a square, and then I used rejoin points to connect them here and here. So, I mean, it's not like a perfect octagon shape because I didn't like measure the cuts exactly here and here, but that's not what I was going for. I wasn't trying to make an octagon, but I was just trying to cut away and rejoin points. So those 3 shapes, and then a document that explains to me which shape is which and how you did it. And then have fun with color. You don't have to color every shape, but maybe just 1 or 2. And try to use the gradient tool to just give that a try. And then for part B of the assignment, I'm going to have you make a perfectly symmetrical heart. In the first demo, I just showed you how to make a heart, and we eyeballed it up and it looked pretty close on both sides, but I'll show you how to make it exactly symmetrical, because if you want to make a logo and say you're doing something like a cat face or something, and you want it looking right at you, and you need that to be perfectly symmetrical, I want to show you how to do that. You kind of draw the one half, and then you just copy it and flip it, and I'll show you. So for the heart, I started with a square, and then I moved the points with the black pointer. Next, I adjusted the curves with the pen tool, the teeter-totter first, and then the black pointer. I had to add and subtract some points by adding with the pen tool, add icon, and then subtracting them. I zoom in when you're adding and subtracting points so you can really see what you're doing. On your heart, all curves should be smooth, so all this curved area should be smooth. There shouldn't be any kinks in there or extra points. To encourage you to try to work out the kinks in your design, I'm going to take off 2 points for every extra point there is. There should only be a point here and here. The rest should be a smooth curve. So if I see any kinks in there, I'm going to take off 2 points for each one, because I really want you to try to work through that and get rid of them. You can get rid of them by adding and subtracting points. I'll show you how to do that. And then the next step is we cut away half of it, copy this half, and then we use the rotate tool to flip it the other way. And then we just move it in place. And then you can see down here I talk about like when we move both halves together after it's flipped. You can see in here where I added points and then subtracted them. And I add points because sometimes if you just take a point out, this whole side will change. So if you add a point, it kind of like holds the line in place for you. Then you can delete the other point, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But see how I got this nice and pointy at the bottom? First I added these points on the side, and then I could take all these out. So sometimes it's necessary to add points before you take one away. And as you start playing with the program, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And then the heart was finished, and as you can see, the curves look nice and smooth. I only have 2 points. And I used the gradient tool, the radial option, and then I just selected some colors to make it pretty. So what you'll turn in is you'll turn in 1 JPEG image of the heart you created, and 1 JPEG image with the at least 3 different shapes that showed the 3 techniques that we discussed. Then you'll have your written reflection, so you can read about this in the PowerPoint later. I just kind of want to know what was hard for you, what challenges you had to overcome, what you learned, and then an explanation about, what I'm looking at. And then here's your rubric here. You can check that out. And then if you come across anything new and interesting, put it in the discussion section. So now that's really all I wanted to go through. But I'm going to go back up and do this heart real quick for you.